What's up, Melanated family? This is your boy Harrison from MelanatedFathers.com and Melanated Fathers TV, bringing you the latest news as it pertains to our community. So, when we look at this Amber Guyger trial that's finally over, and all of the suspicious activity that have taken place, all of this favorable treatment it seems like she received based on the fact that she's a white woman. Now, that hasn't been proven, but when you look at everything, how the judge treated her, how the bailiff was rubbing her hair and shit. Most of us in the community realize if that was somebody black on the other end, same situation, if that was somebody black, the majority of that shit wouldn't have been happening, right? So I'm definitely in agreement with that. Now, to make matters worse, the primary witness in this situation, Joshua Brown, who it seemed to be that his testimony played a large part in her being convicted. So Josh Brown, he was actually found murdered with multiple gunshot wounds in him 10 days after the trial ended. He was found 4 miles away from the apartment complex where both Jean was killed. So a lot of us in the community, or a lot of black people who are following this case, it looks suspicious. Let's keep it real. 10 days after the incident, he was the primary witness. So it definitely looks suspicious, but I think also, because of everything that has happened to us in this country, because of all the injustices that we've had to endure, not just by regular people, but by the hands of the government as well, right? The government has had a hand in a lot of the negative shit that has transpired with Black Americans. So I completely understand why people are calling this a conspiracy. Like, they got the brother killed because of his testimony. So until we get more facts, until we get more information, there's no way to take that off the table, right? But here's the thing, family. When I look at the situation, and this is just my personal take on it, when I look at the situation, I understand his testimony was key. Like his testimony was key into getting her convicted. In my opinion, she's probably going to do 5 years in jail, maybe a little more than that. So in my opinion, she still kind of got off. Even though she's going to do some jail time, she still kind of got off. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, even though I'm not taking off of the table, this could have been a setup. My personal opinion, I don't think it was. Now, also, some other things I read, the brother was in a shootout, or he got shot last November at a strip club. He got shot in his foot. Somebody else he was with actually died in that shootout. When it was time for him to testify, he was reluctant because he felt whoever was a part of that original shooting in November, he felt whoever was a part of that original shooting may come back for him, or now they know he's still in the city, different things like this, right? So I want to make it a point to, let's look at all angles when we're being conspiracy theorists, so to speak, right? Everything isn't a conspiracy, but again, because of how we've been treated, it's difficult not to see it that way. But so this could have been a setup by the cops, or this could have been some shit that the brother was into, and it turned out, it was just a coincidence that he actually got shot 10 days after the situation. And I think, it's important that we try to look at everything from all sides, even if it's some racist factions that are involved in the situation. When this situation happened with the brother Joshua Brown, the same day it happened, a lot of people I follow online, a lot of the podcasts I listen to, a lot of the information that I consume, mostly everybody was saying the same thing, that bam, it was a setup. And, just keep it real, family. We don't know. We don't know if it was a setup or not. We don't know what that brother was into. And that's what I think about, growing up in the community that we grew up in. I began to look at it a little bit differently sometimes. Like when I see a brother get killed, when I see somebody get shot in my neighborhood, or I saw some shit happen, as I became older, I began to think, okay, if the person's dead or whatever, you can't really ask him what happened or find out what the situation was about. But I'm always thinking what they do. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be a victim of circumstance, or you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But sometimes you done did some shit to somebody and now they come back to get you. That actually happens too, right? So I'm not gonna jump on the boat and say for sure this was a conspiracy, Because we don't know, family. It could have been some shit the brother was into. It's just unfortunate that he had to lose his life. The brother was only 28 years old. He had 3 kids. He had his whole life ahead of him. He was a college graduate. So on paper, it seems like he was doing all the right things to get his life moving in the right direction. It's just unfortunate that he had to fall victim to gun violence. You feel me? So for more stories like this, man, go to melanatedfathers.com. Go to Melanated Fathers TV. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you can know when new videos drop. I'm gone.